So at the end of the school year, I had got sent to a different school so that I could actually graduate because I was falling behind, and because I was skipping a lot and I ain't do no homework. So I went to a school like April all the way to the end of school year, and I passed. But I never went to graduation, and I never went to the prom. Never got to go there. So I mean, at the same time, no, I didn't have no clothes. So I went through a period of time where uh, I only had like 4 or 5 outfits, man. I mean, so like, or three, sometimes three outfits to go to school in. And I didn't know what complaining was. I just took what I had and did what I did what I had. I mean, I couldn't go to my mother and complain when I know she's the only parent and she's working, and I'm dealing with her boyfriend hitting her, or this, that, and the third. I got to deal with a whole bunch of other stuff. For me to bring up clothing is like a whole nother thing. So I couldn't. I didn't do it like that. I mean, so that was that. And when you got three outfits, you kind of mix and match, and you hope nobody realize that you only got three outfits. And then sometimes I could go in my sister's closet and go grab some clothes because my sister wear dude clothes. She wear baggy pants. This is back in the TLC days. You know what I'm saying? So she wear baggy pants just like me. So I could go in her closet and grab her black pants and a red shirt, her red hoodie, and it think be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, right? But yeah, it wasn't no tight pants. Girl wearing tight pants back then like that, man. So yeah, that was that. And we was rapping back then, like here and there. It wasn't nothing serious. We were just battling the house and stuff like that. And yeah, my school days, it didn't start getting interested until I went to like Job Corps. Then after Job Corps, my childhood, I mean, it was interesting because I went to camp, fresh air fun in the summertime and stuff like that. But it's hard for me to bring up those in the timeline because I'm not it's not written down. I should write down what I remember and then the timeline and then tell you the story like that. But it's kind of hard like this. But I'm gonna give it to you anyway. So I'm gonna put the camp thing in there. So around that time I was going to camp, fresh air fun through the summertime. This is before I got summer youth program, and so I went to camp and it was fun. I mean, I went to like 3 different people's house before I got to the one that I actually stayed at for like 4 or 5 years. Every single time I went back to the same people, and it was crazy because when I first went to them, they lived in a log cabin. They didn't have no running water or something like that. They had running water, but it was weird. I was young. They had an outhouse. They didn't have like I mean they I don't know what. Listen, they had an outhouse. So to go to the bathroom, you had to go to the outhouse. There was a hole in the floor, and that's how you lived. You know what I mean? So I'm coming from the projects, coming to live in the log cabin, and their son had went into the middle of the woods and he built himself a house. So sometimes we would walk through the middle of the woods and go visit his son who had built his actual own house in the middle of the woods connected to a tree. It wasn't no fancy house. It was just like a shed built onto a tree. And I think he had girlfriends and stuff like that, but he lived in the middle of the woods. Like that's so awesome to me. Like like you could actually just go into the woods in the back of your house and just build the house. That's so awesome. But let me stop. I was about to say to I seen Bambi movie the first time, and then they had another dude come, but he didn't stay long. Him and the older son Keith, him and the older son, I don't know if they didn't get along, but we all went bike riding, and when we went bike riding, Keith took the boy's hat. Now Keith was a white boy. And The other dude was black.